Yes, and now it's all in favor.
Yes.
And now it's been introduced to talk about voting yes or no. So we're making progress.
Okay, let's try this, Mr. Attorney. I'd like to make a motion to approve in whole or in part the agenda. Is that bound me to do the whole agenda?
No, we
have a motion.
we're ready at the part, Mr. Seitler or Mr. Board Member, to already vote on the agenda.
Right.
So now you can make a motion if you want to vote on certain part, yes or no. That's where we're up to the yes.
I'm trying to circumvent the legalese over here, and I'd like to make I just want to know, if I make a motion to vote yes in whole or in part, does that bind me to vote for the whole thing? No.
No, because you said yes for part. The normal way, I don't mean to, would be, and I'm just suggesting, if you're making the motion, I want to vote yes on page 1 to 10, but not 11, not 12, make that motion.
Why can't we just establish a way of moving on the agenda?
Well, we have.
Just say that,
Yes, sir.
I move to vote on the agenda.
We did that. We're past that.
No, establish a general rule.
I thought we did. Mr. Seitler would agree. We went through this 2 to 3 meetings ago.
Yes.
We defined what the word move means. We're past that. At this point, we're looking for someone to move, which means move and yes or no to the agenda.
Well, I moved and we had a second, so now we vote yes or no.
That is right. So now you
Now there's a
roll call vote.
One second, but the vote.
Roll call vote, please.
Yes on the whole agenda.
Who was that?
Mayor.
Mayor Grunhut says yes on the whole agenda.
Ms. Vicchio?
Yes.
Mr. Ostreicher?
Yes.
Mr. Seitler?
Yes, except for page 700 and the whole page 8. Let's just do PP5.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Can't hear you.
Like 12 people talking.
PPQQRRSSTT.
Let me turn to page 8. Page 8.
He voted no to PP through UU. Is that correct?
No.
No, OO through TT.
Page 7 is OO. He voted no. Page 8, PP. He voted no.
He said the whole page.
No, but there's something.
Except UU.
Mr. Seitler, instead of us all thinking what you said, can you try that again, please?
Yeah.
Can I hear him, please?
From page 7, item OO.
Anything with vector is what you're saying.
Right, but
Gotcha.
page 8, UU has something else there.
So therefore, that would be page 7, OO, page 8, PP, QQRRSSTT, and where else?
That's it.
Well, I'm not done yet. And then page 14, item 6, and page 15, item I.
Okay, page 14, number 6, consultants, and page 15, number I, stipends. That's no, right?
Yeah.
Anything else, sir?
No.
Okay.
And Mr. Silver?
Yes, except page 700, page 8, PP, page 12, E1 and 2, page 14, item 6, and page 15, I.
Those fail.
Okay, everything else is yes, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so we call it, yeah?
No, we got everything. So everything passes except those items, page 700, page 8, anything with negative, page 14, item 6, page 15, I stipends, and page 12 would not pass either because we don't have 5 affirmative votes.
Okay.
For a transfer, I don't think you need 5.
What page is it, 12? Page 12, GE. Oh, okay. It's personnel. Personnel does need 5 votes.
All other items would pass.
Okay. Next. Ms. Silva, do you have any comment, or Dr. Nakora, since personnel is involved?
Yes, there was a comment.
Well, we would all like to hear it, because we're sitting here out in the outfield.
What we indicated to Mr. Seidler was that this is not an issue with money. We're just moving a teacher from fourth grade to first, and from Title I to a literacy coach. This is a transfer within. So it's not
By
costing any.
statute, anything involving, anything to do with personnel has to be by an affirmative vote of the full majority of the board.
And that's why.
Regardless if it's money or not, it deals with personnel.
Right, and that's why I am explaining that to one of our board members, because I didn't know why he would want to approve of that.
Well, why didn't you ask him?
And the other piece is that the stipends are contractual. If you look at it, and that's been approved of before, so that's not just one.
I thought we went through this, what happened in the contract, I don't know what is
Then
the
I have to
stipend,
get
is the stipend, Mr. Engelbach, is the stipend the same, Mr. Engelbach, the stipends, is that the same issue as the steps? that we're
What
not
page?
allowed to
I just
approve?
need to see what page you're on.
Any
page
stipend,
15.
I'd like to go specifically, page 15. These are stipends, if I understand so. These are stipends for sports. Am I right? Clubs or sports.
Yeah.
These are not education increments. These are not raises. These are for sports that continue to go on in the district. They are done annually. Okay? So it would be my argument that the show must go on, if you will. There is no contract, and just so the LEA is aware, there is case law, which we will be advising the LEA about tomorrow, that does not allow education increments to be awarded when there is no contract. Okay? But it is my legal opinion, and that is my legal opinion, as well as, we might as well do this right now, hold on. I'm going to get to Mr. Seidler, but the public has the right to know where you're coming from. If I may for a second, and I see some LEA people here, but I've been authorized and instructed. There are three cases. One is the Board of Education Township of Neptune, 144 New Jersey 16, 1996 case, decided by the Supreme Court of New Jersey. Two other PER cases, one involving East Hanover and one involving Middletown Board of Ed in 1999. Most relevant to some of Mr. Seidler's question and other board members is that educational attainment, such as when teachers get extra education attainment. The court in that PER case was very specific and said, quote, in part, while payments linked to educational attainment are not increments under NJSA, etc., they are part of salary schedules. And there PERC decided that lateral movements to a new position on the salary schedule is not scheduled to occur after the 3-year contract expired. And such payments come in with the general holding of Neptune. Therefore, educational attainments will not, and the LEA will get a letter, will not continue until such time as they're an approved contract. As far as your question for stipends, it is my opinion, again, I don't have all the knowledge, but it is my opinion at this time, at 10:35, that these are activities that our public school students continue to receive. They need to be supervised, and people need to get stipends because no one works for free, because that ain't good, because when you work for free, you get free. So I would suggest to you, you would be able to vote for these stipends, sir, if you're so inclined. I want the public to know, because I know everyone misinterprets at times, Mr. Seidler and others. He was concerned about this educational attainment statute. It is my opinion that it does not apply.
Additionally, I just spoke to Mr. Seidler and indicated to him that we've been reviewing some of the clubs that we happen to know that children don't attend. So we have to go over this to make sure that there's accountability, that the children do in fact go, and I will suggest that to the board. But for this particular purpose today, these stipends should be, I'm recommending they be approved. But we can continue discussing what I said, in future meetings.
With that taken, Mr. Seidler, are you prepared?
Yeah.
All right, there's a...
Well, one second, could we, in other words, could we just table it until the next meeting when we could review it and see, oh, David, you ready? Okay, fine, so now
Okay, so are you changing your vote on that one item?
just that one, yeah.
Which would be E?
Oh, and 6, yeah, on page 14.
Okay, let's look at that, Mr. PA and Board Secretary. Page 6, I believe you said, 6? Page 6? Oh, page 14, number 6. What do you want to do about page 14, number 6?
Yeah, I want to approve it.
You want to approve that, and what else? And page 15, number II, or I1?
I want, yeah.
All right, there's a request to change your vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing any against? Seeing none? Mr. Snyder has changed his vote to yes on those 2 items only.
Three yes and 2 no's.
It's 4 yes and 1 no. We do need 5. Okay, so there is, that motion therefore fails. No, those items fail, that's all I'm saying, those items fail.
Which
Okay.
ones? You just reviewed.
I'm going to turn this over to the Secretary of the Board.
Following items have failed, page 7, 0000, page 8, anything dealing with NECA. Page 12, P1 and 2, and page 14, item 6, and page 15, I for stipend. That's still failed.
Okay? Go on, unless there's some, okay? There are addendum, I believe we made up a procedure for this evening, we're going to do the addendum. So, the addendum.
Do one at a time.
Do one at a time, says the Board President. So if you would, Mr. Board Secretary, until November 12th, 19th.